I just finished filming the video you're about to watch, and I think it turned out really, really well. So make sure to subscribe, make sure to like the video. Oh, there's a plane flying overhead. Wow, oh, awkward timing. Use the markers at the bottom of the video to go to whatever you're interested in. Thanks. What is going on, guys? The crypto market is recovering very, very nicely. It's actually decoupling from the stock market, which is really, really interesting. So I think it's important to touch base and talk about what are the strongest altcoins looking like now, because, things have changed. We have to reassess and reevaluate because not all altcoins are going to do well. We want to talk about, how long is this going to continue? I'm now looking at my beard, noticing that, wow, I am looking really old and disheveled. I have to trim this, but you don't care about that. We have to talk about what's going on. So let's stop yapping. Let's jump into it. So the first thing I want to talk about is the inflation rates, because that's kind of what's driving a lot of this. So if you're not familiar, our target goal is 2%, and don't quote me on this, but I'm pretty sure that our goal for the month of March was 2.5%. That was expectations, but we actually got 2.4%. And this is a big decrease in inflation from 2.8% in February to 2.4%. That's a big drop. So this is really, really good. This is exactly what the Federal Reserve wants to see before they can continue cutting rates and even start quantitative easing. So that is really, really good. But I want to quickly point out something a little bit interesting that I'm kind of not loving. And, I already have this set to probabilities, but let's go to current so we can make this easier to view. We have another FOMC meeting on May 7th. That's going to talk about whether we are cutting rates or not. But the probability is looking like there's a 90% chance of no change again, despite the stock market dropping to levels that we have not seen in literal years. Well, rather a year, but a kind of drop that we haven't seen in years. So it's clearly, or the economy is doing, it's quite shaky. But the Federal Reserve is remaining, hesitant. They're not cutting rates, which is very, very weird, considering that virtually every other country by now has already begun cutting rates like crazy. I just pulled up a quick chart just to show you. The U.S. Federal Reserve, that's this blue line. Look at how far above we are than every other line. The only thing that's above us is the Bank of England. If you look at anything else, Canada, Japan, Australia, even the European Central Bank is cutting rates. They're way, way lower. China's not on here, but China's cutting rates like crazy. Kind of weird, Why isn't Jerome Powell cutting rates? Why isn't he beginning quantitative easing yet? Our inflation is 2.4%, and there's a 90% chance of no change. Makes you wonder, does he want a bad economy so he can pin it on someone else? I don't know. I have my opinions. I think that maybe some of us are playing politics instead of actually focusing on what we need to be doing with the economy. But nevertheless, rate cuts are coming. So we need to talk about how to react to all of this. Now, guys, we're going to do a little bit of charting. Even if you don't know anything, don't worry. As always, Crypto Nerd breaks it down for you nice and easy. And by the way, I do have to tell you, nothing in this video is financial advice. I'm just a guy on the internet. So why don't we quickly take a look at Bitcoin's charts, and maybe we'll take a look at some other big ones like ETH, Solana, and XRP. And then we're going to talk about my favorite altcoins, which I think are doing really, really good right now. Now, I know there's a lot going on, but we're going to break things down. And the first thing that I am seeing this candle. Look at this big green candle that we have today. Bitcoin's pushed up in just like 3 days, from 84K to 91K. I mean, wholly overbought. If you're looking at this and you're going, yeah, Bitcoin's going to go straight to 130K from here. No, it is not. We are overbought. This move is way too big. Yeah, what is causing this? Well, obviously there was the delay on the tariffs. We had this 90-day delay. And also you can see that down here, we actually had one of these yellow diamonds printed. Now, if you look back, every time we see a yellow diamond, it shows a local low. We're going to have a strong bounce from there. We had one here, and we had another one back here, and that was the exact bottom, actually. So that was really, really exceptional. With the crystal ball, predicted that absolutely perfectly, which is super, super cool. And you can see that our crystal line, you see this line here? When it is blue, you want to be in the market. When it is pink, you want to be out of the market because it says that, price is dropping. You don't want to be in the market at the time. So it is actually flipped blue here. Flipped blue on April 14th, which is super, super cool. looking really, really good. We are overbought. If we take a look at our RSI, look, this measures the strength of the project, of the asset, and Bitcoin is looking really, really strong. It's actually over right now. It is over this 75 green line, which means that we are overbought and we have to come down. If you look back throughout history, every time that down here, that this green line is crossed, the price tends to come down shortly after. So it's really, really good that we're showing a lot of strength in this chart. That's exactly what we want to see, but we are looking a little bit overbought right now. The major resistance line that we want to break through for Bitcoin, I can't really see because my webcam is covering it, is about right here at 92. There's a little bit of a range, but about 92,000. This is going to be a tough barrier for Bitcoin to break. And now that we've broken this line, this one down here, it's become kind of irrelevant. We probably will actually come down and test it as support possibly. But what will likely happen is we are going to bounce down from here. We are going to actually likely test the crystal line. If you look back, the crystal line tends to serve as a bounce point. When the crystal line is blue, the price likes to bounce off of it to the upside, as you can see, you know, however many times here, it likes to bounce off of it. And when it's pink, it likes to bounce off of it, but to the downside. So that's what we had back here. And now look at this great push over this, this blue line. So it looks like we are looking really, really good. If we take a look down here, this measures the volume of the coin. So what we want to see is we want to see a lot of volume because that means there's lots of buyers and sellers. You want assets that have lots of buyers and sellers. That means there's a lot of attention on it. There's a lot of focus, a lot of trading of it going on. That society and traders and investors really, really care about this asset. So if volume is really, really low, really bad sign. But take a look at this. This blue line, this is the volume. It is just making higher highs, higher lows. It is just pointing up. This orange line or yellow line, whatever you want to call it, this is the average. It is the moving average, and it is pointing up now too, looking really, really good for Bitcoin. So very, very happy to see that. I expect us to probably come down, bounce off the crystal line, which may be at, who knows, 86K, maybe 87K by the time we cool off and try to bounce from it. Let me take a quick sip of water. Ethereum is looking horrific as always, absolutely terrible. You know, Ethereum has been such a giant letdown. I just have to say, we did have these big red X's print, and these were our chances to get out. And since then, it has just totally crashed. Now, we did have a yellow diamond print, and this, again, predicted the bottom of Ethereum very, very nicely. Look, we have even a supercharged version of the crystal line here, and it is not even blue yet. Yes, we have a candle over this crystal line. That doesn't really mean anything. We've been above it before. Doesn't mean anything. This is a supercharged version of the crystal line, by the way. Avoid this chart big time. Look at this OBV. Not looking good, right? This yellow line is crashing down. I guess it's kind of wicked up. It's like pointing up a tiny bit here, but we need to see way, way more before we can possibly look to enter this or look at anything with here. Now, I'm not saying Ethereum is dead or anything. I'm saying its recent price action has been really, really horrific. Absolutely terrible, giant letdown. But there is an Ethereum ETF. So once we get quantitative easing and rate cuts, I do expect this to recover fully. Especially once, you know, it's recovering, a lot of these other investors are going to want to pick it up and it's going to get ETF inflows. But until then, I don't love this chart at all. I think it is looking quite terrible. I wish I never bought this crap. Let's look at Solana. Solana is looking like it is recovering as well. Now, again, this is just the supercharged version. If we look at the regular version, it is all still pink. So if you're one of these, you know, longer term guys, you don't like looking at this every day, you don't even like looking at this every week, you don't want to enter yet, you want to wait until it is blue on just the regular version. But I look at this quite often, so I use the supercharged version because it is more responsive. And this is turning blue. So that's looking good. If we take a look at its volume, blue line is going up, yellow line is pointing up. That's looking really, really good. Much better than Ethereum's, which is just going straight down. So if you're between Solana and Ethereum, the answer is really, really obvious, I think. Let's take a look at XRP finally, and then we'll look at some altcoins, which I think are looking absolutely amazing. XRP looking a little bit weak, I have to say. We did get this line flip blue here. I don't even know if you can see it really. It is blue, but yeah, it's kind of having a tough time getting over it. We did have this little push up from about $2.08 to $2.15, but that's not really a big move. If we look at the OBV, look, it's kind of flat. You know, there's not a whole lot of action going on here. It looks like Bitcoin is kind of stealing a lot of the attention right now from these big macro coins. So right now, Bitcoin is looking the strongest, with Solana. Solana's looking really, really strong too, I have to say. Yeah, Bitcoin and Solana looking really, really good. Okay, now let's talk about a few of the strongest coins that I think are going to do really, really well. That are going to outperform others. I do think everything's going to do well once the entire crypto market gets moving, but obviously we want to, get what's the best. Let's take a look at Fartcoin. Guys, I know it's a stupid name. I know it's Fartcoin, but hey, it's crypto, okay? These things do well, right? Dogecoin did a 40x. It got to 90 billion market cap? I don't even know, but it was ridiculous. It was just ridiculous. If you take a look right here at our rating, it gets a rating of S. Now, you don't see a whole lot of charts with an S rating. Fartcoin is doing really, really well. From when this line flipped blue to this crystal line to the current price, that is a 300% gain. Look at this. 300% gain if you bought when this line first flipped blue, which was in the middle of March. In 1 month, you could have had a 300% gain if you bought Fartcoin. However, look at what I am noticing. I am noticing a blue diamond above the price, which suggests that the price does want to come down. Where does the price want to go to? Well, I think the price is going to come down, as it usually does, to touch the crystal line. Notice that whenever it tends to pump above the crystal line, again, it does want to come and test it again. So that is where I expect the price is going. And if you do not have an entry there, or if you do not have an entry yet, this is definitely a coin that I would look to pick up because it is looking really, really strong. Next up, we have BitTensor Tau. This is an AI coin. This gets a rating of A+. And wholly overbought. This one's overbought as well. Look at this. This RSI is approaching 90 even. And we have this strong move way above the crystal line. So this is going to want to come down in just a little bit. Again, if you're looking at this, if you're sidelined and you're looking at this recent move these last couple days and you're like, I missed all this gain, don't FOMO in. We are going to get a retracement here. Not financial advice. That's just my opinion. OBV looking like it's pointing up, looking really, really good. We want to see both these lines pointing up. And that is exactly what we do see. Looking really, really good. BitTensor Tau, looking really, really good. Another one that I think is looking good is Fetch AI. Another thing, it is up. I should have checked how much Tau is up. Fetch is up 70%. Let me quickly go back and check Tau for you guys. From, let's say from this yellow diamond. Let's say you bought at this yellow diamond. You're up 66% on BitTensor Tau since the beginning of April. Crazy, right? We were looking at Fetch. Fetch is up since the yellow diamond. Let's say you didn't buy at the wick. Let's say you bought when it closed. That is up, 60%. So again, Fetch is looking really, really good. We see the RSI is looking strong. Again, it is overbought. I can't stress that enough. Everything's overbought right now. Everything's overbought. Has to come back down and touch this crystal line, but it is looking good. And as soon as it touches this crystal line, I am looking for an entry. So probably around 50 cents or 53 cents is ideal. OBV pointing, both lines pointing up, looking really, really good. And you're going to notice something. Both of these coins are AI coins, actually. They're in the AI field. So something to think about, you know? It looks like AI is going to be a popular narrative once things really start taking off. The next coin I wanted to look at is Render. Render is a DPIN coin, so it's not quite AI, but DPIN and AI are tied like really closely together. So, you know, it basically is. If we take a look at this yellow diamond, let's say you bought this yellow diamond, which was, again, the very bottom. You're currently up about 83% since April 7th. So, Render looking really, really good. Yellow diamond triggered, and then the line flipped blue, so you can, you know, be super, super confident. Now, we want to see, let me quickly go back to the Bitcoin chart. I don't expect any major move yet until we see one of these rocket emojis. When you see a rocket emoji, you can be confident that, okay, there is maybe a big move coming. Every time you see a rocket emoji, you can think, okay, price will continue to go up for quite a while and probably pretty strong. And similarly, these X's are like the opposite. These X's are like, hey, you should be taking some profit here if you have not already. Anyway, let's go back. So I quickly wanted to highlight that because I'm not saying like go all in or we have got some giant move coming. I'm saying that we have this recovery, but I don't expect a massive move or any crazy rally yet until we see the rockets. But things are looking really, really good here. Yeah, Render looking good. Overbought, but looking good. Not even as overbought, I have to say. Not looking as overbought as the other two. Take a look at Near. Near looks okay. This line is still pink, so I'm not even looking at this yet. Whiff is not looking that great. It looks a little flat. Yes, this looks a little blue here. It did flip blue, but rating it's a B+. It's not recovering that well. I don't care about this coin. Oh, sorry. I almost forgot this one. Curve DAO, right? This gets another S. Look at this. This is a rating of S up here. So that is, you know, immediately catches my attention and I'm looking at this coin. Let's say you bought down here at this yellow diamond. Let's say you didn't buy at the wick. You bought when it closed. You're up about 90%. About 90%, and that was in the middle of March. Early middle March. Another coin that's doing really, really well. Yeah, look at this. Look at how perfectly the crystal ball predicted all of this here. As soon as the rocket emoji printed, we had this major, major run up, and then we had this X print and this blue diamond here at basically the top. So, yeah, really good time to take a lot of profit up here, especially when they cluster together close. That's a sign that, hey, you should be taking probably a big amount of profit. And then when the crystal line flips pink, that's your sign to say, look, you better be taking the rest of your profit here before things get pretty ugly. Yeah, looking really, really good. You can see we actually got a blue diamond here. And look at that. We got a blue diamond, and the price, you know, it waited perfectly until it actually touched the crystal line and then chose to jump again. How funny is that? Yeah, it looks really, really good. RSI is looking strong. OBV is looking, honestly, I'm kind of surprised. I thought it would be looking a little bit better than this, but, you know, price action doesn't lie. It's doing amazingly well. So hopefully we see this continue to tick up, and then I'll be really, really happy. But it is definitely up, you know, than when it was beginning of March. It's ticked up a lot since then. So yeah, looking really, really good. I'm just looking now because everything's still going on while I'm recording this video. Arrow, one of my favorite coins, not looking good. Not looking good. This is an Ethereum coin. It's not ready to recover quite yet. Although it is flipping blue a little bit, but look at this. Not looking good, right? Just straight down. Not looking good. RSI, we spent a lot of time down here towards the lower end. I'm not happy about that. Let's take a look at maybe like two more coins, and then we'll call it there. Let's take a look at, I know there's some Cardano lovers. Guys, Cardano is not looking good. I wanted to see a big move, and I did not see that. The line did flip blue. The crystal line did flip blue a little bit. Not enough. If we take a look at the OBV, this is flat. This is flat. I want to see this pointing up. I want to see buyers and sellers coming to this coin and using this coin. That's not what I'm seeing. Not very happy about that. RSI, it's looking a lot better than it was, but not great. Yeah, sorry, Cardano lovers. I hope you have your run. I'm sure it'll recover. But looks like right now other things are going to be outperforming it. And finally, why don't we look at our last coin? Of course, best for last. What is this? Mantra. Looking really, really bad. Yeah, rating F, current action bearish. If you're not familiar, some really suspicious activity happened with this coin. We had in one single day. In a single day, we had a to the wick, about a 94% drop. You see that number in the middle? 94%. And if we include the wick, okay, it's about 94.5%. So really, really weird, guys. That's why you have to set your stop losses and make sure to avoid coins with bad market cap to FDV ratios. Not good. You did have a number of warning signs to take profit, though. You had your X here. You had your X here right by this blue diamond. That's a very strong sign. And when the line flipped pink, when this crystal line flipped pink, that's your last chance before. Look at this. Yikes. Right. Yeah, that's OM. Is there anything to look at? RSI is dead. It's way down here. OBV is just straight down. Yeah. Things are looking good. Ethereum and Ethereum ecosystem looking really, really weak compared to everything else, which is heartbreaking. But I do expect a rally at some point in the future. I don't think it's going to outperform other things like Fartcoin, Solana coins, maybe even Sui coins. But yeah, I do think it'll recover at some point. So if you're underwater big time, don't worry about it too much. But I definitely think if you're not holding Fartcoin already or some of these other coins that I talked about, these coins are showing a lot of strength. So at least until we get some sort of reversal signs or some, sell signs, these are good coins to ride as soon as we hit some of our target entry points. The indicator I was using in this video is called the crystal ball. I made it myself. It is not out yet, but I'm looking to release it soon. I have to gauge interest for it. Make sure to join the Discord. Link is in the description. It will be becoming a paid Discord quite soon, so go ahead and join now and make sure to get some information before a lot of stuff gets posted. I do one-on-one calls on my website, so if that sounds like it's something that's interesting to you, make sure to check that out. Make sure to like the video, make sure to subscribe, and thank you so much for watching.